Hey everybody. Last time I made a makeup tutorial, it was the fat girl makeup tutorial where I showed you how to look less chonk and contour your face. But this time I thought, well, it's been like 6 years since I did a makeup tutorial, and 6 years have gone on to my skin. You guys might be experiencing the wonderful blessings of aging skin as well. I wanted to make a tutorial about how to put makeup on when you have mature skin, meaning that your skin's getting old and it's showing. So I had to come up with ways, and this is not all of my ideas. Like, I have pilfered these ideas from other like makeup YouTubers and stuff, and I'm just kind of put them all into this video. Because I'm not a professional makeup artist. I know. I know it seems like I am, but... So the first thing that I've done is I applied moisturizer. I used the Shea Moisture. Hey, I'm editing this and I just wanted to say, I'm sorry that the labels of stuff in this video are backwards. And I'm also sorry for the number of jump cuts in this. It's my, first, long video in 6 years, and I'm still trying to, get back into the editing swing, and I have a program that I'm still not familiar with. So, okay, please don't judge me. Bye. Daily Hydration Face Lotion. With that moisturizer, even when I don't use a primer, it still kind of operates like a primer, and it makes my makeup go on really smoothly. Then we're going to go in with a foundation. I am currently using LANCOME Ultra Wear with SPF 15, and that is extremely important if your skin is getting mature and you're getting some lines and wrinkles. You really want to protect it from the sun as much as possible. This one tends to stay on longer, a little bit longer than this one. This one is good for just a really light look. It's really good at covering up blemishes. So I tend to use that one when I just want to do a quick look and kind of cover up any acne I have going on, because my skin is so great. Okay. Some of you are going to cringe right now because I put on my foundation with my fingertips first, and I'll tell you why. Because when you put on your foundation with your fingertips and rub it in like a lotion, it really works it into your skin. And if you have big pores like me, it will help minimize the look of the pores in your skin. And it will also get it into those lines, not in a way where it will crease, but it will work it in there so that it's all distributed evenly. It'll work it into the lines and creases so that it's as even in there as it is on the other surface of your skin. So that's why I do this. And then I go back in with a brush and a sponge to smooth everything out. So just put some on your fingertips and start working in it. Okay, so I'll start right here because this is just the worst area for me. And just really work it in. Make sure you get your ears too. I hate it when people are wearing makeup and they haven't covered their ears up and they got just either red ears or just completely different colored ears. Because I tend to use a foundation that's slightly darker than my natural skin, just because if I used the color that matched my neck, my face would look so ridiculously pale that but you know. So, and then I go in around here with it. Okay, and then on the forehead. And this is where I have the most wrinkles or creases, lines, whatever. So I really rub it in there a lot. So next, I take a foundation brush, and usually for me, when I rub all of this in, I'll have some that is just like kind of cakey around my mouth. So I take this brush and I smooth that out. And I just buff in circles to smooth it out. Go up on your forehead if you've got any caked up there. So next we're going to use a sponge, but what we're going to do with the sponge, and you can get any kind of cheap sponge. I know they say that it matters. I have not found that a beauty blender is that much better than just a regular sponge. So what we're going to do not just use it dry. We're going to take this and we're going to wet it and let it swell with moisture, and then we're going to use it. And this really helps distribute your makeup really nicely, and it keeps your sponge from absorbing all of your makeup off your face, which is just wasting product. So I'm going to go wet this and I'll be right back. So our sponge is wet and clean. I always clean my sponges in between. I use Johnson & Johnson baby wash to wash my sponges because it's very gentle, but it still will dissolve a lot of that oil and dirt that will be stuck on your sponge after you use it. So now you can see how much bigger it is than the last, since before I wet it. So it's absorbed a lot of that water, and this is really gonna help your makeup stay in place. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add more foundation to problem areas. So I've got this acne right here, over here, and I've got dark spots under my eyes, and then also these forehead lines up here. But see, that's the thing. You gotta be careful when you're applying makeup when you have fine lines, because that makeup is gonna go straight in there and cake up and get in those cracks in your, well, not cracks, but wrinkles in your skin, and just hang out in there, and it's not gonna look good. So avoid putting too much makeup on areas that have fine lines in them. And when you're covering up any acne or anything, you just want to kind of dot it on there. Dab, dab, dab. Little dab will do ya. And then I let that sit. So I let it sit and kind of soak in. Then I put a little bit more over here on this side. Now we're going to take our sponge. So when you're going back over those areas that have wrinkles in them, make sure you smooth that out really good. Now go back over that forehead. And when you're going over these areas, like if you have forehead wrinkles, make sure you press very firmly. Also, tip, any type of makeup that says matte is going to minimize the looks of fine lines and wrinkles, because when you use a makeup that has a little bit of shine to it, it's going to emphasize those lines and wrinkles in your skin, because it'll draw light to it, so you'll see the shine above and below the wrinkle, and then the wrinkle will look darker in general. So if it is matte, it is gonna help quite a bit. So then you just want to go back over and kind of just redistribute everything, make sure everything looks even. So the next step, and this is like the critical step in my opinion, is you're going to use a powder, and I use CoverGirl Clean Matte Powder, and you take your sponge and you put it in there like this and just kind of twist it, get a lot of powder on there. Then you go over the areas where you have your lines, which for me is my forehead, and then you're gonna press that powder in there. And you can use setting powder, that's fine. If you have a setting powder, go ahead and do that. I find that any kind of powder, as long as it's matte, is gonna do the same thing. So you really want to press that in there very firmly. And then next, if you have under eye little lines, take the tip of your sponge, get that in that powder, then go underneath your eye and do the same thing. Just press that powder on there. You can press it on your nose too. This will help keep the shine down. And so then you're also going to do this if you have any acne anywhere. You're going to do this on those areas too, because it's going to help keep that makeup on there so that it won't wear off the tops of any kind of bumps you have. So I think you can already see that the appearance of this is already better because it's not shiny. The more shiny your skin is, the more it's going to show up imperfections and stuff like that. So the more matte it is, as you can see, you're not really seeing the acne. I mean, you can see that I have acne, obviously, but it's a lot less noticeable. And the forehead wrinkles, you can still kind of see them, but they are diminished quite a bit. So the next thing that I do that I find helps your appearance a lot is, even if you don't have fine lines and wrinkles, over time your skin just kind of starts getting a little droopy. And so even if you don't have a lot of wrinkles, your cheeks and your jaws will kind of start to come down like that. And so there's things that you can do that will mitigate the look of that. So what I do when I'm applying my blush, I don't do the thing where you smile and you put it on the apples of your cheeks, and then because that doesn't work anymore, okay? If you're starting to sag and bag, that is not going to work. Because when you smile, your cheeks are up here. When you stop smiling, your cheeks fall down to here. And that's when you have color down there, that's just going to accentuate it. That's just going to accentuate the fact that your face is like kind of falling down. So what you do, you get your blush, you get your brush, you get that blush on that brush, and then you just put it up here. So it's going to be way up on top of your cheekbone, and just blend that out. Next, we're going to do a little bit of contour. I just use the Physicians Formula bronze booster. So I like powder contour versus any kind of liquid or stick contour because of the matte. I find that the powder contour is a lot more matte and stays matte a lot better than the liquid or stick contour. So that's what I use. So if your skin is starting to get a little saggy, you might wind up if you're trying to follow where you see the indentation for your jawline or your cheek, it's going to be a little bit lower than it used to be. So what I do is I put it like right above that, right here, and just blend that out a little. and that seems to help give a lifted look. Just blend it out a little. Then I'll go under here. Bonus is if you have jawline acne, this will help minimize the way it looks too and cover it up a little. Then this is not part of the aging routine, but I like to contour my nose a little bit. So this is an eyeshadow brush because I don't really care. I just use whatever. So my nose is kind of bulbous and I don't care for that. If you have a bulbous nose and you enjoy your bulbous nose, then enjoy your bulbous nose. I'm not telling you can't be bulbous. So, but I don't like my bulbous nose, so I'm gonna change it. So that's one of the things is like, people are like, oh, you know, you should just be happy with how you are, and it doesn't matter if you have wrinkles, or it doesn't matter if you have a big nose or whatever. Like, I agree with that, but at the same time, I have the right to look however the hell I want to. That was my public service announcement. So what I try to do is just like go down here with the contour and like keep the end of my nose in line with the bridge of my nose, which minimizes how wide it looks. And then what I like to do, I don't really like to wear eyeshadow very much because it kind of I have hooded eyes, and so it creases and it looks weird and I don't like it. And I don't really wear heavy makeup looks anyway. So what I do, since this is already an eyeshadow brush, I just put more contour on it, and I go in here and just go into my crease just to make a little bit of depth. And it's very subtle and natural looking, but you can see what a difference that makes in just like giving your face dimension. Okay, now clean that off. In the words of Bob Ross, beat the devil out of it. And then I like to go back in with a highlighter, and this comes with a highlighter right there, but I prefer a shimmery highlighter on area. Make sure you don't put the shimmery highlighter on areas where you got a bunch of wrinkles going on, because that's gonna make it, it's just gonna undo everything you just did. So I like this shimmery, I like this shimmery color. It's actually an eyeshadow, but I don't care. I use it as a highlighter. So get that on your brush. I like to go up here, put that on my brow bone, and then on the inner corner of my eye. That really brightens up what everything looks like, and it will help keep the focus away from your under eye where you might have wrinkles or whatever. So do the same on the other side, and then highlight on your Cupid's bow, because that looks really cute. And then a little bit on the end of your nose, a little bit on your chin, bippity boppity. Highlighting is done. Let's see, then gotta do eyelashes. So I just do basic stuff. Like, if you want to add anything on to this look, you can. Like, I just gave you the basics for the skin routine for like applying your foundation and everything. Then you can build up on that as much as you want. Do eyeshadow, eyebrows, you know, eyeliner, all that stuff. Another thing that a lot of people don't think about is your mascara and your eyeliner. You want those to be waterproof and smudge proof, especially your eyeliner, because if you have a lot of fine lines around your eyes, that crap is going to settle right into those, and it's going to look awful in a few hours because it's just going to seep into those little lines and spread around. So make sure you use, I like liquid liner, the smudge proof and waterproof liquid liner. It tends to stay where you put it really well. I do not like the cream eyeliners because they just move around too much. My skin is, on my eyelids, tends to be oily anyway, and so that causes the like the stick eyeliners to just move around a lot, and so then I just look like I've had my makeup on for like 3 days and haven't washed my face. It just looks bad. So just keep that in mind. So that's pretty much the look. You can see that even when I crease my forehead, it goes back to normal. My makeup is not settling in. Even under my eyes, you can see that it's still not being obvious. Hey, it's me editing this. One thing I forgot to mention was to use a setting spray after you do all this. It'll help keep your makeup in place longer. So just get your favorite setting spray and spray that on your face and let it sit, and then that'll lock in. That'll look better. Okay, thanks, bye. If you have any other tips that help aging skin or mature skin, go ahead and leave them in the comments below for me. I would love to hear any other tips or whatever you have to say. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.